idea because it makes sense. You know, all of us have a personal identity and a public identity. When you're going to dress for a certain meeting, you put on certain clothes. You know, when you're going to want to impress somebody, you put on the right outfit. You assume the right identity. But personally alone at home, you're much more vulnerable. You're much more who you are that you might not want people to see. So I thought, let's make it that Batman, the Dark Knight, is the real identity. And when he's out, it has to be sophisticated and disarming and, you know, charm Gotham City. That's the performance. And they love that. So in the first few episodes, they even wrote it in. The show originally was on Fox. The first few episodes actually were very different. An actor named, I'm blanking now, the original Joker. No, Tim Curry, thank you. I knew someone would know this trivia. The actor Tim Curry was originally Joker. So the show had a little different take for the first, like, 4 episodes. The distinction between Batman and Bruce Wayne was very extreme. I played Batman like a real, you know, a lot of comedy, a lot of irony, lots of sort of sophisticated humor. I almost lightened the voice a little bit, and there was a lot of color to it. And then when he became Batman, he became very representative. So there was a really strong difference, and it played up the comedy. And I thought it was fun. And Tim Curry played Joker really, really brilliantly. As is, needless to say, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's extraordinary. But he was just so dark and so scary and so menacing, they thought it would terrify the younger audience. It was just...
I can see that.
It was really, it was psychotic. And Mark is psychotic with a smile, you know? If there's such a thing. And Tim wasn't. Tim was just psychotic, like, give you nightmares. So they hired Mark, and they had us go in and redub the first, I guess it was like 3 or 4 episodes. I redid Bruce to make him darker, to make him closer to the Batman sound, so there was still a distinction, but it wasn't as distinct. And Mark re-recorded all of the Tim Curry stuff. So it was interesting to watch it evolve that way. And also the color palette got darker. About 4 or 5 episodes in, the same time we were doing this re-recording, they had started to realize how dark they wanted the show to be. They weren't even sure how broad a demographic they were going to appeal to. How much of a cartoon was this going to be? How much of a graphic novel was it going to be? Would Fox let them go for really adult fare? Or would they have to, you know, make it more of a children's show? There wasn't a lot of, they didn't even know where it was going to go in the schedule. So as we started doing the recordings, and they started getting really good actors, everyone wanted to be on this show from the beginning because the writing was good. Bruce and Paul had good reputations. Everyone knew Andrea. Andrea's pretty well known in LA, so she had access to pretty good actor pool. So the booking sessions were extraordinary in terms of who was coming in. It wasn't visual animation people at all. It was mostly film and television people or theater people who happened to be in LA that week. And Andrea would grab them and get them in the booth. And also the big, I'm sort of speaking tangentially because there's a lot of, one thing gets my mind going on. Another thing that made the show interesting in the early few episodes that made them evolve the concept wasn't just wondering what audience they were going for, what time slot they were going for. It was also, once Andrea got all these actors together, and the kind of actors she was getting, Warner Brothers loves and really insists on everyone being in the booth together. It's a different kind of acting. So Andrea was very, she's very nurturing. She's great to work with. Because the challenge to recording the voices in Batman is that you want it to be totally real and not cartoony, but you've only got your voice to tell the story. You don't have your body. So the kind of actors they were getting in there were kind of actors that were used to using their bodies to tell a lot of the story. Sometimes, you know, a lot of great films don't have a lot of dialogue at all. lot of it's just visual, facial expressions, camera angles, camera work. When you only have your voice to tell the story, you have to be able to use the voice to color it, to sell it without selling it. You know what I mean? Without making it cartoony, which is what a lot of the traditional cartoon actors would do. They come in and go, you know, those sounds just didn't go in that way. So that was how the early show evolved.
Absolutely. So over the years, you've been that what, 93?
93. Well, started recording in 92, and then went on the air in 92.
So, I mean, if you're looking at coming up on almost 20 years now, it's a long time. So what of all the Batman roles you've had, which one was probably your favorite? Between the features and the games and the show, do you have something that stands out and it's sort of the best one?
Well, you know, from an actor's point of view, it's the one that gave me the most challenge, and that would be Chance to Dream